Today I'm going to try something new. And what better way to do so by drawing some Jayvik fan art. It's been a rough time for everyone. My fellow Americans back home are being subject to incredible nonsense. Online spaces for artists are being overtaken by generative AI, and honestly, we all need a break. That's why I finally sat down and just drew something a little indulgent, and you know what? Take this as an opportunity to allow yourself to do the same thing. If there's a drawing that's been floating around your brain for a while, sit down and just try it out, but also try to have fun while doing it. We have all of these lazy and frankly rude people never picking up a pencil and making us feel so depressed we aren't able to do it either, so why not create something, even just to spite those weirdos in your comment section. If you need a safe space to just chill and let yourself unwind, feel free to do it now. Vent in the comments, tell me about something you're really proud of or enjoyed doing recently, anything you want. Community and taking care of yourself should be a large priority with the way things are going at the moment. I've never really done a draw with me before. It's not really content that I watch here on YouTube, though I sort of watch process videos on TikTok and Instagram. Usually I make video essays on artist rights or the internet art community itself, which has backfired a little bit recently, even if it's still enjoyable content for me to make. I've been researching for a couple videos on generative AI and also doing work on a video essay about companies that exploit artists, either for free advertising or free labor and work, or all three. And of course, it threw me into quite the depressive spiral. One of the reasons I decided to try out a draw with me, and also why I wanted to draw this Jayvik piece, is because I needed that break. A break from scrolling through horrible comments, being mad at the world, and deeply unsettled by a very serious topic. The fact that I am a disabled creator and artist in a world that does not care about me. Personally, I find it fitting to draw Jayce and Viktor then, considering Arcane has a huge plot just about that fact. The disabled, impoverished, and marginalized communities are being harmed by the boot of greed and politics. Viktor is one of my favorite characters. We both walk with a cane, we're both autistic coded, I can't afford a diagnosis at the moment. We're both very gay and also incredibly angry about the state of the world. But hey, at least I get some sort of catharsis or emotional relief by drawing him kissing Jayce. Historians will call them the bestest of friends in future textbooks, don't you think? This piece was also an idea that I had for a charm I wanted to make. My husband and I applied for a convention in Belfast, and we both got in, which is really great. One of the better things to come out of the last couple weeks, for sure. It's going to be a double-sided charm as well, where the other side depicts Season 2 Viktor and Jayce, and the weird Arcane astral plane, whatever we're calling this. My husband, who also has a YouTube channel and is incredibly talented, you should check him out, gifted this Arcane brush set by Alice Trigiette, I think is how you say her name, to me a while ago. And it's been a lifesaver when I need texture for a piece. I've used it a couple times for actual Arcane pieces, like for the background and the advertising for this Jinx Catgirl sticker I made last month, and it's actually incredibly useful for texturing burn scars. My tiefling Dark Urge Wit has that iconic burn scar from the CC, and I never really knew how to texture it right until I came across this brush. I highly recommend all of Alice's brushes, honestly. They're all for Procreate as well, which is the only drawing app I use. If you have an iPad and the $12 to spend, I suggest you get it. Not sponsored, but Procreate, if you need anyone to tell the whole world that your drawing program is the best and it's absolutely perfect, please let me know. The CEO even came out and publicly condemned the use of generative AI. Good on him. Based, as the kids say. If y'all want me to go over all of the brushes I use on the daily, or even go through my whole brush collection, let me know. I've tried out a lot of packs and have way too many, probably. Anyway, I am really proud of this piece, honestly. Drawing people kissing is hard, and trying to get the right angles without making either Jayce or Viktor unrecognizable is truly the worst. My reference was this picture that I got off of Pinterest, though after their whole generative AI announcement, I might resort to storing all of my references on my computer like we used to when I was a kid. The reference itself is great, but when working within such a small border, I really had to fudge some things. Don't look too hard at the anatomy of Jayce's arm or where their chests connect. Simply focus on the fact that they're together and happy. Even with some minor mistakes or what I perceive as mistakes, I do really love this charm and I hope other people do too. I've come a long way since tabling at my first convention, which was 2 years ago at the same exact con we're going to this year, and while I'm interested in mostly the same things now, I think I've finally settled on what I want my art to truly look like. For over a year, I've struggled with trying to market myself and fighting against the various algorithms on social media. I've sat and watched a bunch of YouTube videos, studied my own analytics, and done a lot of experimentation. While all that research has helped, and I've grown a decent following a couple places, my reach is still abysmal. But I think everyone's reach is that way unless you're a celebrity or a really big influencer. Going viral isn't something I want. I've had a couple instances of that recently on trends that just got way too out of hand. People were making fun of me, telling me I deserved and asked for the bad things that happened in the videos, and I've even had people call me slurs in my DMs for my ethnicity, which all really sucks. Personally, I don't want that. I'm just looking to make enough money to pay my bills and go on a vacation every once in a while. Back to the reasons I even started drawing Viktor and Jayce or Arcane fan art at all was because of that fact. I found joy and solace in a TV show that told me I wasn't alone in being upset at the world. Sure, the world of Arcane is sci-fi fantasy, but it still holds a grain of truth in its story. I can't go back to my retail job, and I can't entertain getting an office job because of my disabilities. I've got autism that I'm getting assessed for, PTSD, though unfortunately the UK won't recognize my decade-long diagnosis from the States, and hypermobility issues. As mentioned before, I mostly walk with a cane because it's painful to stand or go up and down the stairs, and especially painful to bend down for things. I shouldn't have to suffer through that for mediocre pay 8 to 10 hours a day. On top of my sensory issues and difficulties with tone, I'd rather not have to mask those 8 to 10 hours a day either. I've been through that, and trust me, nobody wants to see it. So instead of putting myself through all that, I've decided to focus on my art and building a community. I want others to know that they'll always be propped up by me and you have the space to be who you are. I'm so thankful for my audience here on YouTube who show up even if I'm being mean, apparently. I'm glad you guys like my sarcasm. My patrons are wonderfully kind as well. They enable me in my antics and are always excited to see what's coming next. I've got a Patreon art event going on that everyone seems really psyched to be part of, and I'm looking forward to sharing everyone's work too. Even over on my Fandom channel, you guys are usually so nice and supportive. It really drowns out all of the negativity. It was good to be able to sit down and show my hard work. I really enjoyed rambling too. Hopefully it was coherent and not absolute brain rot, though maybe a lot of you like that. Who knows? If you'd like more of these draw with me's, let me know in the comments, and at the end of the day, remember to give yourself a break. There's a lot of going on in the world and you deserve to rest. Take care, remember to love each other, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.